Howdy doody. Hey, please like and subscribe, rate, review, and that's how you do it with your finger right there. You hit the buttons. Yeah, I'm on tour. I got this. Don't worry, Chris. I'm on tour. You just missed me Dublin. This came out a day later. Oslo, Norway, tongue twister. Amsterdam, London, Austin, Los Angeles, Denver, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, New York, West Nyack, Phoenix, Houston, Portland, Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Huntsville, Nashville, San Antonio, Springfield, Chicago, Brave, Louisville, Madison, Indianapolis, Dania Beach. It's too many. Get anxiety. Anyways, go to a show. And today's guest is my buddy. He's absolutely hilarious. He's a goddamn, I put money on this international superstar, I'm calling it. That shit is so good. He's always been a star, but he got the lead role and he got his flowers. Check out Asif Ali on this podcast right now, as well as on Deli Boys on Hulu. That shit is funny as hell. And he's a great dude, great comedian. Check him out on all platforms, on the road, on TV, all the things. Much love. Tune in, rate, review, like, subscribe. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. How long did it take you guys to build this?
This is actually new.
Shit.
Yeah, it's the shit. I got the guy too, Brian Jonestown.
You have to give me his because I have an
everybody.
office too, but I don't have.
You gotta do it up.
I gotta do this. I got money.
You gotta do it up. We're rolling. Oh, we're in it. He pulled up in a Porsche. I said, hot damn, God is good. Deli Boys, baby. Yeah, West Side. Yeah, Ganesh. Ganesh is king. I usually say Jesus, but you're Indian, dog.
It's different now. But I grew up Muslim.
Allah's
king, dude.
Muhammad,
dude. We're doing
Prophet
all of them.
Muhammad.
We're doing all of them.
Yeah. He don't give a shit. Buddha, come let me rub your belly. This guy has a Porsche. I love it. He pulled up. He's like, I'm a Deli Boys now, bitch. We were just watching it. That shit is awesome.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It's always good when good shit happens to good people, too. I've known you since that weird show in Venice.
Man, we did so many weird shows. That's just part of the process.
What was it, a hostel or something?
Yeah, it was a hostel.
Yeah, and that was brand new. And you're like, I seen your Trader Joe's joke. And I was like, I love you.
Come through. It was a show in a hostel because me and my friend Chris were like trying to find a place to just do like a workout room. And I live in Culver, and so like I would go hang out in Venice, and I was like, oh, there's like this random hostel. There's all these random places that look like fronts.
Yeah, they are.
No. Yeah. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll just walk in there. And I was like, hey, would you guys ever like do like a comedy show? And they're like, okay. Like the one lady there was like very into it. And so I bought like this PA system off of Craigslist, and I'd have to lug it upstairs, and it was so heavy. And but we did it for a little while, and it was actually really fun. And then it got shut down because that lady, everyone who works at a hostel is basically just working there so they can stay there for free. And so once she left, the guy who came after her was like, I hate this. I hate you guys.
Yeah.
This is done. And I go, but the people
where
like the show.
Now? He's on Deli Boys,
yeah, man.
bitch. He's got a Porsche. You still at the hostel with a bad attitude. Yeah, that's so awesome. Yeah, you guys put up a partition. Wait, who ran it with you? Chris
James. Yeah. He's in New York now.
That's right.
That was man. Fun. Thanks for coming through, man.
Yeah.
Insane. And I appreciate you watching the show. I to me, like, I love people watching it, but like as a comedian, it's extra special when like comedians watch it.
It's so good. I have to pay for Hulu to get rid of the ads now. I know you can't talk shit on Hulu, but those ads, bro.
Are they long?
A minute and a half, and there's 2 of them, and they're all about AIDS.
All of your ads are about AIDS?
Yes.
Your algorithm is fucked.
He saw it. And the AIDS medicine had side effects of suicide. I'm like, they don't need help. They're already sad they got AIDS. Anyways, good show.
Your algorithm is fucked, dude.
Those went about losing weight, too. It wasn't just AIDS.
Oh, my God.
Are you obese with AIDS? Have we got the injections for you?
My God.
What is going on in the world? I hope they ban prescription drug commercials.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. They're only legal in here and New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, America's like its own thing.
Different.
Yeah.
Did you know
we're like the Wild West out
that
here.
most countries only get taxed once for their car and not annually, like car registration?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And homes too. So
I just noticed the food thing. Like I went to Europe recently. I was like working on a thing, and in London, and then my mom had never been, and one of my brothers had never been. So I was like, you guys should come. And then my mom, we like had a great week and a week and a half in London, and then me and my brother did like a little like Euro trip kind of thing. And I always thought like the food thing was like a joke, like when people would be like, oh, the food is different over there or
It's
whatever.
different.
And it really is.
It's different.
And it's merely, I was looking it up, and it's just merely like, first of all, most of the food that we make here, they will not accept it.
No.
They're like, which is like a huge red flag.
Yeah. When I joke all the time, when Russia and China ban our food, that's no good.
That's not a good sign.
That's no
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
They're killing Muslims over there.
When a dictator's like, we're not going to do that corn.
That's
I'm a
fucked
bad guy, but
up.
I'm not that evil.
Yeah. I'll kill a man. I'm not going to disrupt his DNA.
Yeah, come on.
I have my limits.
He has
Now
hormones.
hang his family.
But yeah, so the food was like so good.
I just did Australia and the same thing. That's the first thing I noticed. Like, oh, it's just different in a subtle, clean sense.
Even their processed foods are not the same.
No.
It's like we're actively trying to kill people here.
It's insane. It's like, get rid of glyphosate. I don't understand how something was found to be cancerous, found guilty, paid out billions of dollars, and they still use it.
That's the.
How does that even work?
I don't know.
No.
You go surfing? You're by the water. Do
I've
you
been
surf?
like 4 to 5 times.
Come on,
times.
this is criminal.
Well, honestly, there's only been good waves like 2 weeks a year, and I was in Australia.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of flat and like a lake, but that's laziness. I could drive down to El Porto.
Yeah, but it's different when you can just walk.
Yeah. I could go out, but I swear to God, most of the time the waves are this big, and they're
it's
not
like a
very
boogie board
good.
kind of vibe.
Even a longboard, you need a longer board to catch it. 'Cause
Yeah.
you could paddle in.
Do you ever maybe get one of those like
Stand-up paddles?
no, like stand-up paddleboarding or kayaking?
I have a bunch of surfboards that I never use. You could go whatever. I got 2 boogie boards and like 4 surfboards.
Speaking of like prescription drug commercials, you could stand up paddleboard every day. That's a scene out of every single one of those commercials.
And that's better than any drug they'll ever give you. You're like, I'm
Truly.
not suicidal. Turn off your phone and go in the water. You'll be all right.
How many
Breathe.
episodes of the show are you in?
Only 2. I just did it. Because I was at the comedy store last night, ran into you. Steph Tolef brought me up. She's like, dude, have you watched Deli Boys? I go, no, but I have him on tomorrow. She's like, you got to fucking watch it. I finished it in a day and a half.
Yeah.
You know
she texted
comics
me.
don't do that.
They don't
too.
do that.
No, it's good. It's
you,
like
man.
really. I'm obviously a fan. I've always thought you're a star, but once you get your kudos, like that's it. I already told you before I seen it too. You know when you see it, I was like, oh, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
Oh, that looked bad. Damn, Elon. That was a rocket ship.
Yeah, that was a rocket
Damn
ship.
it.
Now you're in trouble.
No.
You just got a new fan base.
Oh no. Oh no.
A new highly active fan base. Yeah.
You can buy Kanye's merch, sell it to him.
Oh my God.
Bad
But
jokes,
yeah,
bad
we
jokes,
shot
no.
the show in Chicago.
Nice.
It's set in Philly, but we shot it in Chicago. And I went to college in Chicago. All my cousins live in Chicago, and I sort of like really got into comedy when I moved to Chicago. I was thinking about moving here or New York, but both of them were like so scary.
So you did Chicago?
So I did Chicago because like my cousins were there, my brother was there, and then
Well, yeah,
I
the
didn't realize.
Support,
Yeah, you need the support, and I didn't realize when I got there that like Chicago is like one of the best comedy towns
Yeah.
in the world. So I really lucked out. But I mean, to go back was weird because like years later, I became that guy where like we'd be shooting on location, and I'd be like, I used to do an open mic. Now it's a Chipotle, but I used to do an open mic upstairs there, and they'd be like, okay,
Yeah. I did that Hooters restaurant.
yeah.
Good show.
I got heckled in the back of that Hooters in 2010.
I cried at the Pig and Whistle.
Yeah.
Hard times. God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. We actually just went back to Chicago to do like they're like doing like these pop-up meet and greet things. And so like we had like a party, like we just did like a house party for all the crew and stuff because the premieres were in LA and New York. But we were like, man, it sucks we couldn't like party with like the Chicago crew.
Yeah.
They're all local. So then we went back and we did like a straight up house party where it's like we just bought we did it at one of the Blaine's house.
Yeah.
The camera guy, we like called him and we're like, Blaine, can we do a party at your house? And he's like, okay. And then we just like bought a bunch of pizza and like drinks and stuff. And it was
that was probably
great.
more fun than the premieres, huh?
In a way, yeah, it was, because it's like the people that you worked with, you know, you have so much history with them, and they were like so stoked to like be hanging out, and the show was already out, so like we got to celebrate that.
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
Man, I haven't been to house partying in years.
You gotta go. I will say, like, a very underrated house party.
I know. I used to throw some good ones.
Yeah.
We'd shoot. My mom would take care of her parents in high school.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, and not when she was in high school.
Wow.
And so I would just throw house parties. We'd have keggers with potato guns and firecrackers. And it was chaos.
And the thing is, it's like, it doesn't need, like, this house party wasn't full chaos, but it was like,
We're adults now.
We're adults now. But
it'd be funny. You're like, we had a potato gun too.
Yeah, we had a potato gun. I was shooting fireworks in the house at the dog. It was awesome, dude. I jumped off the roof. There was no pool.
Yeah.
But it was fun to just, first of all, I feel like in general, adults just don't throw parties anymore.
No.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
We're all terrified of like this idea of like, if I throw a party, nobody comes. Like, what the fuck?
As well as the cleanup.
Yeah.
And we're jaded. And
We're
we're
so
like,
jaded.
I don't even like Tim anymore.
Yeah. And also like our society, I feel like, is so like individualistic that people just don't hang like that, because there's this thing of like, have you heard this thing of like third place? Third places are disappearing. So they're like, there's your home and your work. And the reason why a lot of like dudes in particular, like this loneliness epidemic thing, which by the way is like such a fucked up thing. Like the Surgeon General came out and was like, you guys are fucking losers. And there's like, come on, man, life is already hard enough.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell me to my face.
Yeah.
Keep that to yourself. I'm already filled with plastic.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell me that I'm also not hanging
like
out.
glyphosate and plastic that's banned in
I don't
China.
have enough friends now.
Yeah.
This is sad. But they were saying like part of the reason is because it's like the death of the third place. So the third place was like, used to be like churches or like community squares, like in Europe, like every city, like every neighborhood will have like a square where like people are hanging out, and it's like New York has like, is very like third place friendly, and so they're getting rid of all of those, and so now they're saying people are just like home and at work.
Yeah.
And that's like isolating people.
I
from
haven't
each
heard
other.
that, but I get it, and it is true. And the phone and
Yeah.
the phone ruined everything.
Mm-hmm.
It really did. Like, it's just changed.
Because
and,
people don't want to, like, if I can just like be on social media, then that time, those like 8 hours, let's be honest, those 8 hours would be like,
how'd you have time for Deli Boys?
you couldn't tell, but they had to CG my hand out. My hand was like this the whole time.
It was the phone.
Yeah. Somebody unfollowed me.
He blocks the blood. You just have a box of clean face.
But yeah, so it's like it's kind of nuts. So that time that you'd spend on your phone, you would normally, like, imagine like when you were a kid,
go to the
when you
park.
had phone, you'd be like, I'm gonna go to the park, I'm gonna hit up my friend, I'm gonna go to my friend's house and just knock on the door and be like, hey man, what are you doing? I'm bored. So they're saying like people aren't bored anymore, and that's actually like really bad for you.
Do you do this? I get my algorithm going. I like information, little fun facts.
Yeah, I love a fun fact.
And then I go, oh, I need to learn more. And like but like it's still somehow a waste of life.
Totally.
Because it's some of the information.
Also, people don't
useful.
have like, even like this, people don't do this.
What,
I think that's part. I think that's why
studio?
I think that's why people like podcasting or like listening to podcasts, because people don't do this anymore.
Oh, like have
a conversation,
like conversations about shooting the shit and
yeah,
just seeing where it goes.
When's the last time the average person is like, oh, I'm just gonna hang out and just like talk with my friend for an hour and a half?
Yeah,
that's not somebody at work and not at home.
What it is too is everything's too hard and people are too busy.
Yeah,
meaning shit's expensive. Everyone's just working themselves down to the bone.
And that's another thing.
And then
too.
you're like, I don't want to talk. I just did customer service for 8 hours.
And it's like everyone's paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay.
Not the Deli Boys.
Well, not the Deli Boys. But like, we got to do 3 jobs to fucking.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, nobody has time to hang out with anybody anymore.
I lived paycheck to paycheck up until like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
You
You're
know
like,
what's so
oh
crazy?
boy, I hope nothing goes wrong. I hope 0 goes wrong.
You know, the wild thing is like at the service, I was like trying to figure this bit out, but I it's not figured out yet. But the basic idea of it is that like it would be one thing if people were living paycheck to paycheck and struggling, whatever, and we weren't the richest country in the entire world.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane. It's like, okay, if we were just some random ass, broke ass country just going through it, it'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Everybody's struggling. The president does Uber. It's like, we get it. But
Uber helicopter.
Yeah. But if you're in the richest country in the entire world, and then people are still like, oh, I have to do 7 jobs to afford a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing here? We should all be living like French princes, eating grapes and...
Yeah, we should. This is the land of just paradox. Like, we're the richest, yet we're worked down to the bone.
We're arguing about eggs.
We're the freest, but we have the highest prison population.
It's insane. Someone's lying.
Something's up. We're heavily taxed. And they're like, oh, no money for that road.
Or for free healthcare or anything. Yeah.
Healthcare, every developed nation in the world has it. We're the richest, the most heavily taxed, and then we're like, I can't do it.
Sorry, man, dental is extra.
Like, what? Give Nana her teeth.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Give her fucking teeth.
Did she not do enough?
Yeah.
We're grinding our teeth to the bone, working all these jobs.
You took 2 sons during the war, and you can't give her a molar? What kind of bullshit is this, man? Because people always say you can't do it, and then you just go anywhere else. And they're like, oh, they do it.
And it's not a big deal.
It's not.
It's insane.
Sydney was beautiful. That was the first city.
I've never
spoke
been.
about it briefly last podcast.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is America if it was done right. With a well. They talk funny.
They party.
Yeah. I don't, so I didn't stay out late.
But Australian people, they're like...
They party.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
Like, they're not wearing sunscreen.
No. They're fine.
I worked on a show called Wrecked, and we did... it was so awesome. Like, we did the first season in Puerto Rico, and the second and third were in Fiji.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, if my career is done, this is way before Deli Boys. I was like, if my career is done after this, I'm good, man. I had a good run. This was awesome. And so a lot of the crew were like Australian and from like New Zealand, and like the Australian people were like, especially like the Australian guys, like they go hard.
Yeah.
Like these guys, like we were shooting like 14-hour days, and on the entire weekend, these guys would go like mental, and then they would show up hungover on Monday and do an incredible job.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't get my 8 hours of sleep.
I know.
I'm having a hard time. Can I have coffee, please? And these guys were like, oh, we were just railing lines, and we drank 800 beers.
We slept under the cot.
Truly, like some of them would just like sleep in their own patios of their own hotel rooms and be totally fine.
Was Reese Darby on that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I did many shows with him.
He's the best.
And I just did New Zealand. I didn't run into him there, but of course I thought of him. He's from New Zealand.
He's so
funny.
awesome.
He's so fucking funny. And I end up, I met his opener here, and then he opened for me in New Zealand. He's a cool dude. He's funny as shit.
That whole crew is like, when you meet them, you're like, I don't get it.
So nice.
But in the best way of like, you guys are so unique that if you were just like a Hollywood person, you'd be like, well, there's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are it's like too specific.
Writer's room is like, make up this character, and it's a New Zealander, but it's real.
But those guys, like those,
it's like the Simpsons characters.
Yeah, like the Flight of the Conchords guys and Reese and Taika, like they're all like very specifically New Zealand Kiwi kind of thing. But it's like, I think it's like the best. I think it's so funny. Yeah, everything they do.
I gotta rewatch that show. It's been like 10 years.
It's so good.
First
it holds
things
up.
First, yours.
yeah.
I haven't been excited about a show in years. Not a comedy, anyways.
And what I loved about the show also was like, oftentimes when I get like scripts and stuff about like, oh, this is like a South Asian, like an Indian or a Pakistani thing or whatever, and you read it and you're just sort of like, ugh, either this is like so corny or it's like too heavy. Yeah. Where it's like, this is not my wheelhouse, dude. Like some sort of like, that's somebody else's bag. Like, oftentimes it's like, yeah, you're this corny guy in the office who has an accent. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want my people to hate me. And then the other option is like, well, you have to make a plea for humanity. You have to tell white people what it's like. Yeah. What are the difficulties, and can you imagine? And it's like, I don't want to do that shit either. That shit sucks. And so getting a script like this, so the premise of the show, it wasn't even like, hey, somebody told him Abdullah Saeed, who wrote the show, it wasn't like he took a meeting and they're like, hey, we want a show about XYZ kind of thing. He was just trying to get staffed on a show. And so when you're trying to get staffed on a show, they tell you to just write the craziest shit you can think of. That way that they can just be like, yeah, we'll never make this, but like now we have like a good handle on like what you think is actually funny. Yeah.
And how
like where you're at.
Yeah.
And so he wrote that, and then he was trying to get staffed, and then like one of the production companies that he went to was like, yo, this is great.
Yeah.
We should sell this. We should take this out. And he was like, oh, fuck. Okay, I guess. And he took it out, and Onyx and Hulu bought it. And so what was awesome about it is that when I got it, I was like, oh shit, this is like not about like some sort of sad, like, please feel bad for me kind of bullshit. It was like, this is just like a crazy fucking show that happens to have South Asian people in it. And I was like, this is awesome. And then also like that turn at the end of the first episode, I was like,
bro, it's perfect, and it's perfect for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh man, dude, we were cracking up. We're like, we're glad you're late. Let's do some homework.
Yeah.
No, I swear, I think Hulu might have got me.
Yeah.
I can't watch those ads no more. This show's good enough, right? I'll pay.
Yeah.
I'm so not used to commercials now. If you pay premium, have you ever paid for YouTube Premium?
Can I tell you, one of my brothers is obsessed with YouTube Premium.
It's the best.
Yeah, and he's like, dude, I'm telling you, he's like, once you get YouTube Premium, you'll never look at the internet ever again.
You have no ads. The music, when you close your phone, still goes. Still going.
My problem is I feel like once I get YouTube Premium,
you're just gonna
I'm never gonna go back.
People.
Yeah, I feel like
I have a Porsche.
Yeah. Like I have HBO, and then I have Hulu, obviously, and I have Netflix. I have with commercials. Netflix, I feel like with commercials is like, I'm fine with it because I feel like they don't do the 10-minute commercials. They do like the shorter.
They did that.
They do like shorter kind of things.
They just added that, huh?
And so I was like, because I was on a family thing, and then eventually they started kicking people off. And I was like,
that's the same. They started booting us.
I was like, oh, do you guys not have enough money? You gotta break up my family now. Like, you gotta estrange me from my family
for 10 years.
Yeah, what is this? Are you guys really hurting
add
like
commercials and kick my father off? He's got $10.
And so I have Netflix with commercials, but Hulu with commercials, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And so, but yeah, YouTube without commercials is going to be crazy because I'm used to it as an aesthetic, kind of like listening to the radio version of songs. Like when you grew up, Spotify wasn't a thing. So there's like versions of songs, like rap songs. If I hear them and they have the cuss words in them, it feels like, what is this? I'm used to like hearing like when they would put the creative noise in instead of just it dropping the sound kind of thing. I'm used to that version. So it's kind of nostalgic to me. So like YouTube with commercials is kind of nostalgic to me. I'm sure eventually
you'll do it.
I'll do it. Because my brother's obsessed. But the thing is like now, like we were just talking about being on your phone all day. My brother's never off of his phone. Yeah. Why would you be?
I have premium.
You have premium. You shut the screen off and it's still going.
I'm listening to it.
He's like, he has AirPods underneath the headphones right now.
Listening to Shooting Stars. Such a good song.
But the show gets crazy. It gets crazy. If you're only 2 episodes in.
Crazy. Are you kidding me? I was not expecting that. I was like, oh shit, yeah. This is awesome. Because, it's just comedy is a little corny or little this, little that.
Yeah.
And no, this is great.
Yeah, they're going for hard. They're going for hard comedy, which I really love. And I feel like
it's hardcore, but hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Also, like with the season 1 of a show, it's like, you're really figuring out what you're doing. Like I went back and I watched a lot of season 1s of comedy shows. And what I found is that like a lot of them are like, that's sort of like when they get their bearings. Like season 1 of Parks is very different from the rest of it. Season 1 of The Office is very different. Season, a lot of like even Seinfeld very different from the rest of it. So I think for our show to kind of like
out the gate, it feels like you already have your rhythm.
Yeah, and then that just makes me so excited for like, well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but like where it ends, is like such a great place for like where season 2 would be. Hopefully, hopefully we can
It'll
come back
happen.
and do a season
It'll
2
happen.
announcement.
Southeast Asia, unite.
Come on, guys.
Download Hulu. Stop pirating it.
Stop pirating it, dude. Yeah, drop the VPN for one day, dude.
Come on, man. Let's get it. You still season 2.
Come on.
Let's get there.
Let me live.
I cannot see this not going another season. It's fucking hilarious. So
Thank you, bro. But I'm just
saying
really
that.
excited about where it can go from that. Like where it gets established at the end of that is like, that was the most fun for us, like to do the whole season, which was like such a breeze. And also kind of like weirdly, like, it's already like, so you're so lucky to work in general, but then to work on something that you actually like is
and
another
you had
thing.
friends on it too.
And I had so many friends on it. And it was like crazy because like, we didn't know what the show was because we did the pilot. And then when they were writing season 1, that's when the writer's strike happened. And a bunch of shows during the writer's strike got just like scrapped. So we were just like at home, just like,
you hired
shit.
AI real quick.
Yeah. I was like,
I'm a Deli Boy.
I got one of those like delivery robots to write the season. Yeah. And
Waymo, right? The script. God, I hate those delivery robots.
No,
they make
fuck
me
those
sad. They're
things.
always stuck on a homeless person on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
I
the
swear to
guy's
God,
sleeping
bro.
and they just
you see that
and
all
they'll
the
just
time.
like they try
They're
to
like,
monster truck the guy.
What
Yeah.
do I do? What do I do?
And I'm like, guys, what are we doing here? It's like you're cutting out another human being. It's like if you can't afford DoorDash, just walk down the street.
Yeah.
Just find out. A guy I'm sure is selling a burrito down the street.
Yeah.
Just walk
Nice
outside.
Mexican
This
man.
is crazy.
Give him some money.
Yeah, give him that extra $10 that you would spend in fees. You're actually helping someone, and then you're meeting a friend.
They always have a funny name too, the robots, and it says it on the
Noom
side
or some weird shit like
this
that.
is Tabitha.
They do that shit on purpose.
It's not human. I'm not calling it Tabitha.
They give it a human name, and they put little eyeballs on it.
Yeah.
It's like, I see what you're doing. Yes, I'll pet it.
Yeah.
But I know what's going on here. I'll fall in love with this robot, but I see what you're doing here. But yeah, so like during that time, they had to like, they couldn't write anything. So they were like, we were all just like, oh shit, are they going to scrap the show? But luckily they didn't. And then they got to finish writing the season, and then we shot it. So then there was that added thing of like, we were one of the few shows shooting. And so it was like this really sad kind of thing of like, is this the last year of Hollywood? Is it done? So like we were like so like doubly grateful to like be working at all, because so many of our friends don't, who are like so talented, just people don't. It feels like everything has shrunk. So it's just like people aren't really
COVID
working.
happened, writer strike happened, everything just kind of,
and it hasn't come back yet. And so it was kind of crazy. Like it was in Chicago, is us. It's like Chicago Center Studios. It's like a very small like sound stages. It was like us, the Bear, the Shy, and then one of like the 500 Dick Wolf shows, like Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago, Chicago Man, all those. And so it was just like kind of crazy to be like, oh damn, we really got to do this. One, it's like a South Asian show, so like we're already like, we don't have like, it's not like, oh my God, Chris Hemsworth is on the show. It's not like some sort of like Matthew McConaughey's on the show. They're going to give us 10 seasons kind of shit. So it's like, we need to make this shit.
It's been a long time since $1 Million Arm. Is
Yeah.
that what that movie's called?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Cricket.
That's so funny.
Make baseball popular in India.
In India.
6 billion
God.
people.
Oh,
White
God.
man, money.
Yeah.
Give me
has
money.
to be told through the story of a white man. Yeah.
White man saves India.
Food spicy. Yeah.
Gandhi who?
It's always a scene of him running to a toilet. Yeah.
The Last Samurai. White Tom Cruise. Crazy.
They should just consolidate and just make a show where a white guy goes to all of these different countries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Get that guy. I would love that guy. But it was like, so like we had all that pressure of like, yo, we gotta make sure, we don't know if Hollywood's even gonna exist next year, so we gotta fucking make sure that this is like, we all give 1,000%. And it was actually kind of cool. It felt like we were everybody. I very rarely have been on shows where like I felt like everyone from like the Teamsters to catering to like the executive producers had the same to background, had the same level of like buy-in. We were all like 1,000% in, and we're like, this shit, because we were having
like
so
the
much
underdog.
fun. 100. It felt like doing
you feel
an indie movie. Like we
Yeah.
were all like making an indie movie, and we're like, hey man, if we don't have each other, we're all we got, man. We
You
got
are
it,
the underdog. You started in the hostel, baby.
dude. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
I did that at the wall. The camera's over there, Craig. Jesus Christ.
Come on, man. What are you
doing? I know
What are you doing? How's baby life?
Baby's good. Actually, he's a little sick today. He's got the flu. Yeah, I had put
It's
him
going
outside.
around. It's
'cause
going around.
We got to shoot a show.
And that's a thing that people don't know about Craig. A lot of the is when nothing gets in the way of the pod. He puts the fans first. And so if the
Sorry,
baby
son.
it has any sort of issues, he sort of just like puts like a loose string, not like a chain or anything, but it's sort of like a loose
There's
twine.
some Tamiflu and a cat leash.
Yeah, and he puts him
Eat
outside.
some dandelion greens.
Yeah, and it's
Stay
good.
out of the glyphosate, son.
And if you're gonna tie up your son, as you do,
Yeah.
and put him outside, you're gonna do it in California.
Yeah, it's sunny.
And that's
not today.
And that's a Craig guarantee. You know what I mean?
Just put one of those little camping spikes
Yeah.
down.
You made me do it for a
good.
little bit outside. He tied me up a little bit outside. He was like, you need to just get acclimated to
Yeah.
what's going on here. Yeah, to the vibes.
This is Redondo. This is in Arizona.
Can you guys pull up a video?
Yeah.
There's this video that I'm obsessed with. It's called
Couch falls on guy's head.
No. It's a bowling video, and you just type in who do you think you are? I am bowling. Yeah, it's the first one right there. It's this guy. I've been obsessed with this video. I come back to this video. I did Hot Ones with the rest of the cast. There's like this new version of Hot Ones where it's verses. And it's that second one. And where they make you ask, like, they write down really like personal questions. And then the only wings they have in front of you are like the hottest. Like, you know, when he gets to the end, those are the only ones in front of you. And so if you don't want to answer the question, you have to eat one of those like nightmare wings. And so on a technicality, I won. And then I did this guy's celebration. And it was truly one of the best things of my entire life.
Did you intentionally do it? Or
No,
did it
because
just
I'd been
happen?
watching this video so much that it just came out.
Okay.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
So he goes, yeah, I did it, God damn it. Who do you think you are? I am.
You said that?
I said, who do you think you are? I am. And it's truly one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my this video. Seeing this without ads is like, if this had a commercial on it, I would buy the ad-free YouTube immediately. It's so good. And
Doesn't
I
have
look
YouTube
at this.
Premium.
Yeah, you don't have YouTube Premium. But this is like, this type of thing I'm like so obsessed with. People who are like so confident. And you could tell this guy's been dealing with bullshit his whole life.
Yeah.
He's a professional bowler.
His wife just left him.
Yeah.
He paid attention to his bowling balls
and
more than her.
he's lost so many friends because of his dedication. Listen to this. They say that the sort of like a lot of things with like people as they grow up and as they get older, passion kind of leaves you, right? Life tears you down and you just kind of like whittle yourself down to a husk. And when I see things like this, I go, but if you find something that you actually are passionate about, you can have. I'm sure this guy's a real wild guy to be around. I'm sure he's not the easiest person to be around, but that moment right there tells me that like that guy's going to live for a long time. Yeah. Because that level of passion, that guy's not going out without a fight.
It's like, fuck you, cancer, I got balls to throw.
That moment he had right now added like 10 years to his life.
Yeah.
That kind of thing of like, he's been fighting so hard against real or perceived enemies for so long. And then for him to win and tell those maybe 85 people in that audience that to him was like a full out Madison Square Garden, because for bowling, that is Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
You get 85 people to come on a 2 p.m. on a Sunday. That's huge.
In Reno, Nevada.
Huge. And for him to just look at them with his wife in the audience and be like, who do you think you are? I am. It's just like, that to me is like, if I can have that level of enthusiasm when I'm his age, I feel like that's when you know you've won at life.
God bless a passionate person.
I love a passionate person.
About cooking, about gardening.
Yeah, because life is just trying to
Kill us.
destroy you.
Kill us.
So if you can be passionate about anything, I mean, hats off to you.
I'm very happy. Well, I'm probably autistic. Let's be real
Whoa,
here.
whoa, you can't drop bombs like that.
What? I said I am.
Okay, but is this, how long have you been like feeling this way?
I mean, my whole life, but I barely woke up to it the last couple. I mean, like 2%, 10%. I think everybody.
You think everybody's 10% autistic?
No, actually not. Just a few of us.
Okay, just a few of us. Okay.
Yeah. What I'm getting at is
I mean,
brought
as
that
comedians,
up.
probably.
Yeah, because we're hyper fixated on shit.
OCD at least.
It's OCD.
It's something. It's it's something. Hyperfixating is like a weird thing, like picking up weird nuances.
There's different levels to everything,
Yeah.
but I just noticed, like, as I grow up and realize how hard simple tasks are for me, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you gotta be something.
Well, it might be like an ADHD thing, because they say that like ADHD people are like
I think I got like 2, 4, 6, like 2% of each one.
yeah.
OCDC, ADHDs.
It's also
autistic CCs.
I also think it's like partly because, much like this guy, we found something that we actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
And once you find out something that actually you really enjoy, then doing menial, just regular tasks become like
Joyful, right?
deeply boring.
No.
Yeah.
Gardening? You don't like gardening?
I like gardening, but like if you told me like, oh, I have to do errands, that's going to be like, I'm a deep procrastinator. So if you tell me I got to do errands, I'm like, all right, well, it has to be like something that
And
I
that's
need to
why
do
I think
today.
I'm autistic, because I'm the opposite.
Oh, you love doing errands.
I can't wait to have, I'm so busy to where I can't wait to have a break and time to do something simple, like go to Home Depot and sniff wood and buy soil organic.
Make 36 copies of the same key you already
Yeah,
have 12
yeah.
copies of. Yeah.
364.
Yeah, but I get that. I get that. You just like relaxing because you're on the road. People
Yeah.
just want the opposite. You're on the road so much that you just want to be like, I just want to walk around and.
But I guarantee if I was home all the time, I would immediately switch to what you just said.
Yeah, you're like, I want to be out. I want to go do shows. I want to.
It's just whatever. Yeah, it's like the yin and the yang. It causes a swing. You're like, I want to be busy all the time. And you're like, I want to slow down.
Are there things that you and your son, like, are there things that you're into that you're trying to get kind of like quietly nudge him into?
Oh, he'll be into Tupac.
Oh,
yeah, I'll give him.
Oh, he gets
Thug
around?
Life on his navel. I'm pretty
so
loose on
funny.
everything. Do whatever you want, but you must love Wu-Tang, Tupac,
Okay.
and Led Zeppelin. Let's be
Okay.
real here. Come on.
That's fair.
Stooges.
That's fair.
The basics.
So it's just music stuff. So like you're playing music around the house.
I'll only play good music from
You know what my dad's thing was? Can you bring up Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan? My dad's really into Qawwali, which is basically like a type of like poetry that's like, it's like Urdu. It's like very popular in like in India and Pakistan. It's like
and it got you into it?
yeah.
That's
He got
beautiful,
me
though.
really
That's
into it.
poetry.
Like you can go to that second one, like a live kind of thing. Yeah, there you go. And it's just like so calming. I would listen to it. Like he would drop us off to school sometimes, and when we weren't walking to school, and he would just rip this. Like, could you imagine a father comes from his homeland?
And he's
Turn
playing
this
it?
shit up. Turn this shit up. Yeah. He's playing it in the car. Like this puts you in the right mood to go do the Pledge of Allegiance.
See, I told you I'm autistic.
It's a vibe, dude. Like just jump halfway when the guy's like ripping. He has such a great voice.
Speaking of Zeppelin, they were heavily influenced by this, and they have
Oh,
like
yeah,
one or
totally.
two songs that are them just ripping, copying this.
Like this is a concert, dude. You're talking about a house party?
Yeah.
This is a fucking house party, dog. Come over to my house. My uncle's about to blow your mind.
I love musicians.
Also, I think it's so dope. The idea of a musician being so good. He's like, I'm sitting down, dog.
Yeah.
Because these concerts, they would do these concerts, and they're like 4 hours long.
Yeah, I love worldly music. I get down. I really mean it.
Two, what are these things called? Accordions? Are those accordions?
That's slightly different. They have that instrument
Yeah.
in ayahuasca. My shaman is like a master musician who's Armenian. He's been playing different.
This shit. That's what he's known for. And by the way, this is all improvised.
And also, by the way, hip hop just influences this shit all day, and probably doesn't pay him the credit to.
This is all improvised. Isn't that crazy? You and your buddies get together and just rip. So my dad would listen to this and other stuff.
Great.
But could you imagine, like, your dad, like, he is already kind of like a sad guy, and then you're driving and you're just looking, you're like 10 and you're just looking at your dad and you're like, this guy's got some demons. Yeah, this man is thinking, he's going through the Rolodex right now in his head. But it's just like a fun vibe. And then, those kinds of things, when you listen to them as kids, it's like, I listen to it on the drive here, and it's just like, it's nice to have like those tools in your back pocket. Like when I was on the road, like I take like Ramsey with me sometimes, like when he's free, because everybody wants him to go on the road with him because he's so funny. So when I'm on the road with him, I'll play that kind of stuff in the green room, and he'll be like, "Man, this is a vibe." And then like the host will be like from the club, and they'll be like, "What the hell is going on in this green room right now?"
It's good. It's good vibes. That type of music almost like forces you to meditate. It's like
I love stuff like that.
Me too.
Where it's just like, you don't even need to like force yourself to meditate. It just does it for you. It just like brings everything down to like this sort of vibe.
Can you play any instruments?
I wish. I've always wanted to play an instrument. I really wanted to learn how to play like the piano. And like, I'm one of those guys where like, this is my thing. If you were into music or an instrument or any sort of skill, learning a language, an instrument, whatever, and you were at home during COVID and you did not learn it during COVID, it was never for you.
No.
And I had a keyboard in my place the entire time, year off, essentially. Learn nothing. So I know that this is not for me. Yeah, I'll just do this, whatever. But I will tell you, if I didn't have a phone,
you would have done it.
Or the internet, I would be ripping.
You have musicians in the family. You have a hip hop brother.
Yeah, one of my brothers is
brother.
God, he's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. He just happens to be a
I
doctor.
lay him up with something. You have 4 brothers?
I have 3 older brothers. I'm one of 4. I'm the youngest of 4.
And you were Mexican in Arizona.
Yeah, we were all Mexican in Arizona.
Yeah, we don't know what Indians are. You're Mexican.
And we loved it. You have to gravitate. When you're a kid, you're like, I was like, okay, we can't pass as white.
Yeah.
So you just got to go, because when you're of like a completely different group, you're like, listen, man, I'm just not trying to cause any static. I'm just trying to like blend in, and this is where we got to go to blend in.
That's common, right? Because
very.
Amir K is Persian.
Yeah, he did the Mexican thing.
But he's like, I'm Mexican.
It's so common.
Tamara Katan, same shit. He moved to LA. He's like, I'm Mexican.
And then like I have like some cousins, like one of my cousin's best friends is like he's South Asian, but he lived in Atlanta, so he was like, yeah, I'm not proud of it, but I had cornrows for 2 years.
Like, I'm black.
Yeah, I'm black now. Yeah, I got my lineup is like different. Yeah,
that actually happened to Will I Am.
Oh, really?
He was from East Los, and he's like Chicano.
Yeah, you just gotta find whatever the biggest group is that you can get into. He knows more slang than
me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm actually half Mexican. That's bullshit. I was like, I didn't know that one.
And my oldest brother is still like, he's in a car club. He customizes cars. His girlfriend is Mexican. He's in fact every single girlfriend he's ever had has been Mexican. He works on he only drives like lowriders. Like right now he drives like a 59 Bel Air with airbags on it. He does all that shit himself. He wears Dickies, he does the whole thing. Like you wouldn't know if you saw him. You wouldn't like, I'll show you a picture of him. You would never know that this guy's
show me. We'll pull it up in the
you
YouTube
would never
episode.
know. He's the coolest.
I know when you did my storytelling show, I was like, are you related to me? Do we have the same cousins? Always into illegal hustles and selling shit? Like what were you guys doing again?
We were doing all sorts of shenanigans. Like, because it's one of those things of like, I joke like I was like so pissed that we weren't rich. I'm like, why are we the only Indian family that we're not doctors? Like, this is so annoying. Like, we have all the rules, but we don't have a ping pong table. This sucks, dude. And I think part of it was also because like we were in Arizona and all of our family was in Chicago. So we were just kind of like the hillbillies of our own family. Like, it was kind of crazy. And we were like, my brother like learned how to tack weld. My oldest brother learned how to tack weld because like there was this guy, Mike Hemphill, that lived up the street, and his dad was a mechanic. And so my brother used to hang out with that guy because they were both really into cars. And so his dad showed them how to weld. And so my brother was like, talk about things like useful things you could teach your kid.
Money, skills to pay the bills.
My brother learned how to weld. And then he was like, yo, I'm just going to learn how to make lowrider bikes.
And he started selling them?
He started selling them, dude. And he was making money. And then we got into go-karts.
Yeah. This is
Dude, we
awesome.
did this crazy thing of like, we went to like this, our dad would like make us do all the things in the house because he's like, I'm not going to pay people to do it. So like we went and I'll pull it. I'll tell it.
Samesies too. My dad made me run the lines under the house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's scary down there, Dad.
We were doing roofing. We were
Yeah.
doing roofing and like it was so easy to get us into it because he's like, you can play whatever you want on the radio. And I go, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were up there. And so afterwards, you have to take stuff to the dump to throw it away. And so we went to the dump. And it clearly says, like, do not take anything from the dump. And my dad was like, this is merely a suggestion.
Yeah.
And so we saw, like, this bike, this, like, 10-speed bike. And my brother was like, that's a fully functional bike, dude. We got to get that bike. Yeah. And my dad was like, all right, I'll do lookout. And so it was essentially like we grew up with another, an adult that was essentially, but he was up to the same shenanigans. And
autistic.
Yeah, so.
I'm sorry. Callback. It's for comedy.
It's for
folks,
comedy. It's not real. It's not
I used
real.
to dumpster dive too. I love that shit.
It's the best. And so my dad was like, okay, I guess. And he's like, okay, I don't have to buy anything? Sick. Like, if this is going to bring you joy, cool. So we got it. And then we had this old weed whacker. And my brother, again, had learned how to weld. So what he did is he took the bike and then welded a plate on the back, put the weed whacker engine on the back, ran a chain from the engine directly to the back
Your
wheel.
brother can do shit.
Yeah, he was
He's
an actual man. And so we were all like, I was looking at him like a magician. I was like, he's gonna fucking do it. I was in the back like, oh my God. I was like looking at him like how like kids now like watch Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like we're like, you can do that? Like I was like, this is fucking awesome. And then he ran the line and then we had like a hood dirt bike, like a motorcycle essentially. And we would just rip it. And bicycles are not meant to be ridden that fast. And you feel it. Like, it's just like, and like the whole thing is just like on edge. And we would rip it. And then we started charging kids. This is before obviously e-bikes and all that shit.
Yeah.
So like that was like a real get to have in the neighborhood. And these kids were like, dude, and this is, again.
Here's my lunch money.
Yeah, if you're doing some kind of shit like that, kids would come out of their houses and be like, this is so cool. Can we ride it? And we'd be like, yeah, give us $1. Give us $2.
We're extremely similar because I had a go-kart that my dad got me, but it was like ghetto with a lawnmower engine on it. Not a real go-kart.
No.
Somebody made it, not us.
Yeah.
I would sell firecrackers to kids. I was selling them in like 4th grade, 9 years old. Selling hooker flyers from Las Vegas in 2nd grade. Got caught. The little flyers on the floor.
Like the Vegas ones?
Yeah. I was like, oh, kids will buy those.
That's
I was
so
always
smart.
looking for money. Selling my dad's beers to construction workers. We just take them, me and my cousin with cooler.
Yeah.
I put a sign on her like Little Rascals. We just sell shit. We're always like, how can we get money? They wouldn't give us money, and everything costs money.
Yeah.
Sell lemonade, but we're kids, and we didn't know to add water, so it's just lemon juice. Everyone's like, oh, shit. We kept adding sugar.
They're
Like,
like-
it's not working. Like, nobody helped us. We
guys-
were on our own, guys. Nobody told us.
There was
Nobody
no,
help you.
there was no, you couldn't Google it.
No, there was no Google.
You were just living your life.
And then like later we're like, oh, water. You're supposed to add water.
Those guys are like, do you think these kids are trying to like poison us or
We're
something? This
juicing
is crazy.
so many lemons. You wouldn't believe how many lemons you have to squeeze to get a picture of it. Jesus.
But that kind of thing was like so fun because it was like you were making your
Yeah.
own fun. But it was kind of, we had to stop the one guy ate it. But luckily it was like,
This shit would never fly now.
no. 'Cause I mean,
Lawsuits, warrants.
it would be on so many phone videos and someone would sue my parents immediately. It would be crazy. But back then it was like this fun thing of like, luckily we got the right kid to eat shit on the bike.
Yeah.
Because every neighborhood had one kid that really came alive because he did something that was death defying. There were a lot of kids that were like, if I hurt myself, I would be like, I'm never going to do this again. Like normal kids. I'm never going to do this again. It has established itself as a core memory. I'm not doing this
I
anymore.
broke my leg skateboarding. Never
never gonna do
set
this
foot on one again. I said, I banish you.
Right. And then there's kids who are like, they broke their leg and they're like, now
This
I'm
is
into
for
it.
me.
Yeah. So then there was a kid in our neighborhood who got on the dirt bike, our hood bike, and he went off like a curb and he got some like real air. And because the thing was going like 25, 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
He got some real fucking air. And then he just ate it so hard. And we were all like, oh, God, we're going to go to jail. Like, this is a felony. I think we killed him.
Yeah.
We're murderers now. And then he got up and he was just like, yeah. And we were like, yeah.
That's so
And he
funny,
was like,
bro.
that was awesome. And he was just like, his nose was bleeding and
Yeah.
everything. He didn't give a shit, dude. And it was so awesome. When he
His
came to
arms
school,
dangling.
those kids would come back to school next day and be like, they lived for the story.
That was great.
Yeah, they were like, dude, that's so sick, dude. I got like 10 feet in the air, dude. That's
Not
fucking
me.
sick.
I
was-
quit everything I struggled at.
I
minus
skated
stand-up.
once. I with my brother's skateboard, and I fell, and I hit my shoulder on the concrete so hard.
Yeah.
And I literally, it was almost like I was like a 55-year-old man, because I got up and I go, I'm done. To nobody. I'm done.
Done.
And then I picked it up and I put it in the house.
I used to surf quite a bit from like 12 to 16. Mm-hmm. And then I went out when it was too big, actually, right down in Redondo. It's called Rat Beach in the corner. And I
Ooh,
almost
some
drowned.
real characters at Rat Beach.
It's called Burnout Beach. Of course, I live at Burnout Beach.
Yeah.
I almost drowned, and I was like, I'm done. I quit. I was like, it's not worth it.
Did you get dragged under?
Oh my God. I swallowed so much water. I like barely made it to the sand. I puked water. I obviously, but I like.
But you really felt it.
I never felt fear like that. I'm like, oh God. Like, I don't know which way's up. And it was big for me at that time. It was big. It was like head high, above head high.
No, but when your body feels like, yo, you're dead, dude.
When you go and you inhale salt water, and then you go, and then you're getting jostled. Like, these big wave surfers,
I don't know how they
are
do it.
Superman.
Yeah.
I could barely handle 5 feet. These motherfuckers are
15,
surfing.
20 feet.
The biggest wave in the world, pull that up. It's in Portugal, Nazaré. It was 100-foot face. They measure it by the back, which is so stupid.
Which, by the way, those guys are the same like that kid in our neighborhood. If it's not something that everyone else will die at, they don't want anything to do with it.
Look at me. I just got stuck.
Oh
No,
my.
up on the short ones. Yeah, one of those. Look at that. He's like this. He's like this.
Holy
You know what's funny? They're all scared of stand-up.
You ask that guy, like, you want to do a speech at a
I'd rather
wedding?
die. Yeah. Isn't that funny? And we're like, we
Yeah.
got this.
Wow.
Oh my God.
When we were in Fiji, we would go out on the weekends, and there was
They have
like
Chopu there. Did you ever go see Chopu?
Yeah, and we would do this thing where like they'd take you on like a little boat to an island. There was a little island that was
I'm praying for the guy right now,
Yeah.
and I've seen this. He makes it.
Dude,
I'm
if
like,
you-
oh.
these guys are like at a goddamn lighthouse
These-
just to see this guy surf, which is insane.
These guys are dragon slayers.
Yeah.
That's a dragon. This is crazy. It's coming. Run. Sorry, what were you saying?
No. I mean, this is deranged. This is deranged.
this
That guy
is
would
crazy.
be dead if they got him.
And I'm scared of the size of my set. This tall. I'm scared of just 5 foot.
That's just like the
6 foot.
power of the wave.
No,
But-
thank you. I
Yeah.
take 3 feet. 3 feet, cool. I do 3 feet. Still scary. The ocean's strong.
But they took us on a little boat, and we went to this little island that was like it's just for surfers. It just had like a little tiny hotel on it, like a little boutique. It was basically just like a hostel essentially. It had like maybe 20 rooms on it, but it was booked the entire year. People book it like 2 years in advance, and some people just have it on a recurring payment thing.
Yeah.
And they come, and they just you just stay there. You wake up, you eat. They take you on like a jet ski. They drag you to this giant fucking wave, and then you surf all day, and then they take you back. You eat lunch, and then they take you back. It's just for people who are like surfer people.
Look up Chopu, Tahiti.
And we would go there.
First one.
Oh, we were in Fiji, so we didn't see Chopu, but it was like a similar like huge wave, and it was probably like I don't know if it was as big as this, but it was about like 25, 30. It was huge.
Yeah, it's enough
And-
to scare the bejeezers out of any regular
Yeah, and
human.
we
And
were
surfers go, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was like that. And we were like on a boat, like where the camera is essentially. And we were watching these guys. And by the way, when you're taking the boat up to this wave,
It's terrifying, right?
we would see surfboards that were snapped in half
Yeah, all the time.
and be like, oh my God, if the wave is that powerful that it's snapping boards in half,
Yeah, what do you think it does to the human body?
Yeah. And then so they'd have to have these jet ski
Look
guys.
how thick that one is.
Ugh.
They had the jet skis guys saving them. Yeah,
Yeah.
those guys are heroes. I see them all the time. Literally right into that whitewash. The white water is all like frothy bubbles.
Yeah.
Meaning the jet ski engine doesn't always catch water because it needs water because it's air. So they'll like go hit the gas like, and so they're risking their life too. And you see them and you see.
Yeah, these guys. Yeah, so you'd be on one
Yeah.
of these boats. Yeah, and you'd be looking at these guys being like, you lunatics.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And it's like the wave is so big that you're scared and you're just on a boat.
Yeah, you're safe.
And the boat
And you're
is
like-
moving though. The boat is moving from like how powerful that wave is. It's nuts.
So this one is not the biggest wave in the world, but like I watched that Riding Giants. It's a documentary on big waves. It's phenomenal. I highly recommend it.
What is it on like Disney Plus or something like that?
I don't even know. I saw it on YouTube Premium. No, I don't even know. It's
But these
called that.
guys, by the way, when they're out,
yeah,
they like you never see that much joy. Like
no, they love this shit.
they're so happy. You can tell like, oh,
Kelly Slater.
this man is like these types of guys. Well, obviously Kelly's like a pro, but like these guys that like they spend their whole year for those like
Waves.
8 days.
Talk about living in the moment. Because, like, as a comedian, we're like, did you get that? Clip it up. They're just out there every day risking their life, nearly dying and drowning and getting eaten by sharks and coral reef just for funsies.
And I will say it's such
Nobody
a,
saw.
and it's such a
Them
fun,
and God, baby. Like, hang 10. What's up?
only me and a dolphin knew that
you
happened.
can stop that.
And it's like such a cool thing because it's like I will say what's fun about surfing, even when it's like small. Like we have friends like Chris Gorbos and those people who are like, they'll just rip
Lachlan
it.
Patterson.
Yeah, Lachlan Patterson. They'll go out like they're not hitting like
You know
30-foot
Tosh is a
waves.
surfer? Daniel Tosh?
Yeah, but like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they're not hitting gigantic waves. At least I could be completely wrong, but I don't think that they're hitting huge waves. But they're like, what's cool about it is it's like every morning they're like out there and it's like, oh, how bad is your day going to be when you saw like a dolphin?
Yeah.
It's like you saw seals and a dolphin. It's like even if you're just like paddleboarding, essentially,
And you're getting your
endorphins and your
Celtic
vitamin
salt,
D,
your sea salt, your minerals, 80 minerals,
good to
and the
go.
cold shock.
yeah. And they come back and they're like, yeah, how bad is this day gonna be? I'm good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I need to go to the water more. I don't go enough.
One of the things I believe it was in that documentary Riding Giants, but he said big wave surfers, because one of the guys was a big wave surfer and and a doctor, and
Whoa.
sorry,
That's insane.
but he said one thing he noticed in common with terminally ill patients and big wave surfers is they eliminate the bullshit, meaning like whatever nonsense was going on in their life, they're like, oh, I'm done with that person, whether it be cousin, this or that, as well as like conversations are different. Like they don't have small talk or pitter patter.
They don't care.
They don't care. They're either silent and stoic or it's going to be like deeper and profound. And he said, it's, of course, because they're always almost dying. And it just
They
kind
don't have
of,
time.
yeah, they're like, I almost died by a big wave today.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
if-
waste my breath on this person that's not even
If you're
in
having
reality.
if you're having a near death experience every day,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be like, so coffee at Blue Bottle is good, but it was a little
Yeah.
weird yesterday.
We have that in a tiny sense, not obviously death, but like that's scary shit what we do.
Yeah.
It could go wrong every night. One
Yeah.
went well, one went wrong last night.
That's how it
one
goes.
for two.
That's how it goes.
I went up 2.5 hours in. They don't want to hear me. I was tired. I didn't want to be there, but I'm a man and I took that.
Do you
beating.
have this thing of like when you're performing, like sometimes I have this thing now where I'm like, when I'm performing, I can kind of tell like the audience is like, oh, you guys aren't like a, oh my God, we're gonna like really
Enjoy
like
tonight.
my friend, do you know Nimesh Patel?
Yeah.
So like
It's great. We were just talking about him.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and he was in town yesterday doing shows at the Improv, and so I was like, he was like, "Are you around? You want to hop on my shows?" And I go, "Yeah." So like I did the 7:30 at the Improv, and then I did my spot at the store, and then I went back and did the 9:30 of his, and the 7:30 crowd. Before, if I was like much younger in stand up, I would be like, they hated me. But that's not true. They had a great time, but they're a 7:30 audience. It's like people who are like, they show up to a 7:30 show. These are like I have a job. I have responsibilities. I go home tomorrow morning. Yeah, like they're having a great time, but they're having a great time in the way people who hyper schedule their lives have a great time.
Yeah.
Like I could tell everybody in the audience
Let's
had a
hurry
house.
up and have fun tonight, honey.
Yeah. Like
we're on a tight schedule. Laugh,
Yeah.
go home.
Everybody in that audience had kids probably. They all had houses. Like these were not broke people in the audience. 9:30 audience, you're kind of getting yeah. And so
paycheck to paycheck. I'm in the moment.
Yeah, I'm in the moment.
I'm alive.
But it's like a different thing of like, and also they want to hear different things. Like 7:30 audience wants to hear like, oh, if you have bits about like your family or about kids or like those kinds of things, that's what a 7:30 audience wants to hear. 9:30 is like, man, I did this fucked up shit yesterday, or like,
yeah, you did me too, man. That's why I'm here. My family won't let me in.
Yeah. So like learning that kind of thing, it's like, oh, like once you figure that kind of shit out, you go like, oh, I'm not taking this personally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun, and that's also another thing that I feel like you do and I do, and is like, I'm just trying to have fun. And
no matter what,
whatever you guys are up to, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a good time. You're either on board or you're not. It's up to you.
It's hard, but I try to have an impenetrable shield of joy. Like no matter what I'm feeling or the audience feeling, it's okay, we got to suck it up for 15 minutes. I phoned in maybe 2 times in 12, 13 years. That's not that bad.
That's not bad at all.
I'm always like, how can I get them? How
I want them to have a good time. I want them to get on board with how I'm feeling. But oftentimes it merely is somebody having fun, and then that gives the because they're just mirroring you. So like if you're having a great time, they're gonna be like, all right, well, he's having a great time. So, but that's why like something like when I started out early on, you know, if you were like, oh no, I don't know if these people are gonna like me, then they're kind of looking at you like,
I don't know.
Oh, what the are we gonna like this guy? What the fuck is going on with this guy? He's very, very pick me vibes up here. I hate this. Yeah.
I was so nervous in the beginning to where my first line had to be, I work at Trader Joe's, because everyone in West Hollywood, where I predominantly got up, loves Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
So that was like my first line for the first couple years, and then I got a little sea legs and I could branch out. It was either drugs or Trader Joe's, because if you look at me and I say drugs, it always got to laugh.
They're like, okay.
I'm like, hook, line,
confirmation confirmed. Yeah.
Got
Suspicion confirmed.
Now they're mine.
I do this thing now where I try to like not, just to challenge myself a little bit. I don't just come in with jokes anymore. I try to like assess them.
Yeah. I need to do that stuff. I have to play more games and do, because I'm so, I just want to kill. So you get stuck in, I'll ebb and flow.
And also you want to like work on stuff and write stuff and get to business, but also like they want to feel like more now than ever. I mean, tell me what you think, but I feel like now more than ever, because we are so used to like watching things on TV and on screens or whatever, people want to know when they're live that something live is happening. The last thing they want to feel is that, oh, this is like a highly scripted thing that's happening.
Yeah.
So even that 1 minute of me coming out, and I sometimes now, I will just like look at them and be like, okay, all right, what do we got here?
That's so scary.
What's going on with you guys?
I always look in the back. I never make eye contact.
You got to make eye contact,
I look in the
dude.
back, dude.
It's scary,
I'll
but you
make
got
eye
to do
contact
it.
with the back, but not front row. I'm like, if I see a face and I'm like, oh, love me.
You know who does this so great? Who's like the best at it, I think, of like my friends, is like Amir Khan.
Oh my God.
So he does this thing of like he goes to like 12. His whole set is this. Like he'll just like lean into like, this guy hates me. Like your thing of like, oh my God, this guy's mad.
He's
He'll be like,
genius at it.
He's so good
and
at it.
And he makes it funny. And I've seen other people's attempt to do it.
And it's bad.
They can't do it and it's bad.
But also it's
and then like, yeah, that guy hates you. Now we do too. But Amir somehow changes all of it and
makes it into a fun thing. But I also think it's like part of it is just like having like just because he's just having fun. And I think people, if you're having fun, and it's like you're a great comedian, you have jokes. It's just more so them being like, okay, this guy's having fun. And then if you kind of assess them and kind of get on board with, like, kind of be like, I kind of get your guys' vibe. Like for the 7:30, I was like, I get you guys. You guys have houses. I know you guys have fucking houses, and you guys are going to go home. You guys want time to go home and watch Law and Order and slowly finger bang each other and go to sleep. Like, they're
Slowly.
like, yeah. And I'm like, these guys are romantics. Like, I get you guys. And they're like, okay, this guy's like present. He's like actually assessing us. This is a 7:30 show, whatever. And then they get on board.
Speaking of different audiences, you made me remember something. I used to open for Michael Yo some years back.
Yeah.
Slang his merch. He's a great guy.
Great guy.
Comic.
Very supportive guy. I love that dude. Yeah.
But it was so funny because
Yeah.
we do 2-man shows. I do 30 minutes cold open. He's a family man, family comic predominantly. And so I would bomb a lot. But whenever I would kill, he wouldn't do that well because it was completely reverse world.
Because you were getting the late. So the late shows you would kill.
Dirty jokes.
Yeah.
And it was just funny. It was so funny. Like if I struggled, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna murder," you know. But if I killed, he had some work for him.
He's watching
the dirty
you.
birds.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
So funny.
Do you ever like when you go on the road? Who opens for you on the road?
Eric
Oh yeah,
Friedman.
Eric's so funny.
Yeah.
Is it kind of the same thing? No, his material I feel like is still.
No, he's completely
wheelhouse.
different. He does smarter, more cerebral jokes. I'm more a storyteller.
Yeah.
Silly shit from farts to important stuff like drugs and sobriety.
Yeah.
Like silly, but I try to slip in the message because why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
You have an hour.
Real quick. I
You
make
have
it
an hour.
funny too. Exactly. I slip in the sobriety message during my hour, not so much 15s at the store.
Yeah, you can't do
know,
that. 15s.
yeah.
Yeah. You pass out. You've been passing out pamphlets at the
Yeah,
store.
here you go.
The entire front row. I don't get why they're not on board with me.
You want to be Mormon too?
For an added cost, we can be Mormon,
Yeah.
dude. It'd be fucking awesome.
People get mad. Okay, I'm not 100% sober. I smoke the tweed sometimes.
Listen, man, you gotta take the edge off.
Tims.
You gotta
They're
take
like,
the edge off. Yeah, man.
Not one drop of booze, pills, or powders
Good
in
for you.
11 years.
11 years.
That's
what? So it got really bad for you to then go to
For me, yeah.
180?
If you talk to drug addicts in AA, they'll be like, that's nothing. But yeah, no, it was definitely gnarly.
Yeah.
I like the stupid Vicodins, those pills.
The pills, dude, those pharmaceuticals, man. They get. My brother's a pharmacist, and he would be like, I remember I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and they gave me like 100 No, they gave me like 50 Percocets. And this was around when R.I.P. Harris Whittles passed away from like pills.
Yeah.
And so I was already like, and I don't do any of that shit. So I was like terrified. I was like, what is this? I don't want to do this shit. And I remember I went home and I was already on like whatever the numbing stuff that they already gave me. And so I was like, I'm good. I can just like take like Tylenol or ibuprofen. I'll be fine. Like I can get through this. I don't want to touch that shit because look at all these people are dying from it. So it's like, I don't want anything to do with this shit. And then like the numbing stuff went away and it felt like I was getting just kicked in the face by a horse. And I was like, oh God, I can't do this shit. And I took one Percocet and like 10 minutes later, I was like, hey guys, you guys want to like go watch a movie or like play basketball or like, should we just go?
Want to go big wave
Yeah,
surfing?
you want to go big wave surfing and, chum the waters.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I want to go outside or whatever. And I remember I put my jacket on and I looked in the mirror and my mouth was just like full of blood. Like blood was like dripping out of my mouth and I was fully like inflamed. And I was like, oh shit. And then I got so scared because I was like, oh, this is why people love this shit.
You feel good no matter what.
I felt so
That's
good.
That's the problem.
I felt like
that's why people get hooked.
Like if you asked me to do a backflip, I would have tried.
Yeah.
That's how
Just
good I
blood
felt.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. You got blood on
Yeah,
the ceiling.
my landlady's going to hate this. Yeah.
That's the problem with those stupid things. And they make regular people, because they'll give them to like just little old ladies that have no idea what they are.
They'd
And
be
then
like,
they'll be hooked.
Your hip hurts. Here's 1,000 Vicodins. And it's like, you only need 2.
And that's when weed is good. Because weed can help with that stuff.
So I threw them away.
Yeah.
I think I took one and I was like, fuck it. I took one and that got me through most of it. And I threw them away. And then I was hanging out with my brother and he's like, because he came over, he like brought me like Gator or some shit like that. And he's like, what did they give you? And I go, they gave me like 50 Percocets. I threw them away. He was like, he's like, first of all, he's like, they overprescribe. He's like, he can't even do anything about it because you're a pharmacist. You're just a middleman.
Yeah.
He can't.
You can't be like, don't do it.
He tells people like, hey, man.
These
like,
are addictive. They should give you a 3-day supply. I understand it is a tool, and if you're cut open, you're in pain. Yeah. But they give you free refills sometimes.
Well, they had a huge lawsuit because they were intentionally overprescribing. Like wisdom teeth does not need 50 perks. You do not.
When you're a drug addict, that was I wish I had more wisdom teeth.
You're like, man, maybe I could grow some extra wisdom teeth. Yeah, I'll Google
Go in with 2 popcorns. Can you take these popcorns out? Might need pills. My back hurts.
But I was like, and then I Googled, he was like, people sell that shit. And I go, yeah. And I looked it up.
It's very expensive.
And I was like, damn, I just threw away like thousands of dollars.
I almost wanted to say sell them.
Yeah. That could have been a whole new life for me.
Yeah. You would have never got Deli Boys. You would have been the real life Deli Boys. Slinging that shit. Nice. We've been rolling about an hour.
Crazy.
Yeah. Nice. I gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
With a few final questions.
Yes.
That's the cats, but we already got the cats.
Oh, we love the cats. We love the cats. They just got groomed. They're gonna come in with the little bow ties. Clean.
Oh, perfect timing in there. I gotta bring my son some stuff. Let me answer this real quick.
He's FaceTiming you?
Just got done with the podcast. I'll head over right now with some supplies. Yeah, Siki Poo.
No.
But yeah. So some full circle questions.
Yes.
Community service, we're always trying to get good and all that jazz. Any bad stories that changed you for the better? Percocet might have done it.
Yeah, I think that one was like very scary. So I think if your gut is telling you don't do something, don't do it, dude. I would say full circle kind of thing. Something that really scared me. Here's one that I grew up super religious. I'm not religious, but I would meet comics when I was younger, and they'd be like, oh man, you don't really like drink. Like, why? It's like, we got paid in was drink tickets,
Yeah.
And I would be like, dude, because I saw when I was in Chicago, I would open up for these like road dogs.
Yeah.
And these road dogs would come in, and it's like road dogs did more for me than any Dare program, any like mosque guy, any preacher or imam or whatever. Seeing a 55-year-old guy who was on TV for 2 minutes in 1982 come through and just have to do a double shot of like Jack Daniels and Coke to do a Thursday show.
Yeah, you're doing 10 minutes.
I'm like, oh, this is bad. And I would see these guys and I'd be like, I definitely don't want to be that guy. I don't know where this career is going to lead me, but there's one thing I don't want to be. I would rather quit than be that guy.
You're a wise man to see it in someone else and learn from them and their life. You're like, uh-oh, or as opposed to...
You were like, I can get 2 free Jack Daniels for myself.
Thank God my stupidness was pre-comedy. And I only did stand-up like 1 year while I drank. And I cared about stand-up too much, and that's actually why I'm sober.
Same. I didn't want to bomb.
I care about this.
Yeah, and I really wanted to do well at it. And I think that's also a thread, too. If you really find something that you really want to do well at, you kind of like...
eliminate the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Eliminate the bullshit.
Okay, now the final question.
Yeah.
You got a good pooping of the pants story? You shit your drawers on a good date or something, bro?
I've never...
Or been on a date and she shit her pants? It doesn't have to be yours.
I've always been really good about not shitting my pants. I will say this, though. When I was a kid, apparently...
you get a show on Hulu. Now you don't poop your pants.
Now you don't poop your pants. Oh, you think you're better? That's me going home.
I saw you shit your pants at the hostel, bro. I'm kidding.
That's so funny. I was like, what else is going on? Then I shit my pants.
That was your closer. I remember.
Apparently, when I was a little kid, I don't remember doing this because I was a little baby. But since I'm like the baby of the family, apparently... I didn't want to stop wearing diapers. And so my brothers were like, you would do this thing where like, they'd be like, my mom would be like, all right, you gotta go to the toilet. And I would be like, no. And I would like run into a corner and be like,
you just shit in the corner?
Like I loved using a diaper.
Yeah.
And then eventually she had to use my brothers to get me because I guess I didn't like the rules of like, you tell me what to do kind of thing. I was like, no, I want to, because I thought maybe I thought it was funny. Like, no, I want to use or maybe I was very frugal. I was like, listen, you paid for these diapers. We're going to get our money's worth out of these diapers.
You still got 6 left. I'm shitting my pants 6 more times.
We're not wasting these Pampers. And so I think it was my brothers had to like, you had to use the brother's card of them being like, no, it'd be so cool. We all use the thing, it'd be so cool. And then I was like, okay, I guess if these guys are using it. But for a minute there, I was like, that was my rebellious thing, apparently, where like my mom would be like, you have to use the toilet. And I'd be like, no. And I'd run into a corner. Like she would chase after me. And then I would like go into a corner and I'd just be like, my brothers were like, it was so funny because you'd make the face. Like you'd just be like, in a corner. Just like, I'll show you who's boss. And I'd be like, just like fucking 3 years old.
If I did that to my dad, he'd leave me in there. I ain't got to stay in it. Mom would be like, come here, honey. Dad's like, yeah, you got to live with that.
But thankfully that was like her way of knowing that the peer pressure of using my brothers is actually way more effective than her.
It's true.
Yeah.
Just one good shaming for the right reasons.
That's
Not
it.
that shaming a kid being creative.
No. Just being like, hey, all the cool.
You always pooping. That's a pretty good shame. light shame in certain correct categories. Very good for the human. The human, what am I?
The human. You're gone, dude.
I love you, bro.
Love
much
you too, man.
love.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for doing the show.
Of course.
Congrats on all your success.
Thank you so much.
Check out his show, Deli Boys, on Hulu
Deli
right now.
Boys is on Hulu, and if you're international, it's on Disney Plus. And if you happen to have fans that are in India or Asia, it's on Hotstar, Disney Plus Hotstar.
Dude, I got some internet. I got hit up to do Dubai. I'm like, I got fans in Dubai. I can't wait for that one.
Damn.
Can't smoke weed over there.
Oh, no.
I'll quit.
They'll get you.
They'll quit. No smuggling. I buy new luggage. I ain't taking no chances. Check him out. Good man. Much love. Namaste.
Oh, and I'm also on tour. So find me on Instagram, ALI Comedy. And then my tour dates are there.
We'll tag him and everything.
Hell yeah.
Links below. Find the man. Absolutely hilarious in acting and stand-up. Check him out.
Love you, dude.
Got good tall bits.
Come on.
And, I'm just joking. And okay, bye.
Bye.